Hello. Over at my parents' house. I was gonna come over here last night. I jumped on Shadow of Palms chat for like 15 minutes, and then I was gonna head right over afterwards. But it started pouring down rain. It's been raining here on and off for the last week, so it's made doing any actual like outside work. I was just gonna do some like measuring and stuff of like in between some trees and how far like certain props have to be hung up and crap like that. But it's the rain's made it a little too muddy and nasty to go wandering through the jungle over there. So I guess I'll do some prop poking around and digging through inside the house. So let's go do that. I did some repair work on this guy. I mean, nothing major, but I sort of fixed his book. It was sort of falling apart, and his head had popped off in an accident where like one of these shelves fell down on him or something. So I did some basic, upkeep on him, but I'm actually not even going to probably end up using the Ghost Reader this year, just because the front porch is going to be a sewer scene, and he ain't going to fit on that, so he will have to sit out Halloween 2012. I got distracted by some old great horror books, the scary stories to tell in the dark books. I swear I'm going to pull out that box like in 2 seconds and go through some of the lighting and censoring stuff in there, but I they're all destroyed and nasty like this because they were ruined in a flood that happened in this room, the infamous Easter Bunny flood that some of you might know. I flushed a chocolate Easter Bunny down the toilet in there when I was like 12 years old or something, 12 or 13, and flooded the whole downstairs of the house, but I still kept them because, you can still freaking read them and see the art. I mean, they have the fucking creepiest art. If you've never read these, which I'd be really surprised if any Halloween person on my channel has not read these, go read them. I mean, they're cool little stories, but I mainly love them just for the absolutely crazy art inside. Very, very disturbing fucking pictures. Living in Florida, you have the possibility of finding cockroaches anywhere in boxes and stuff. So if I happen to find any cockroaches in here, I'm not going to tell you if I scream or jump. So we'll just pretend that I didn't do that if I do. I'm going through all my lights right now because it seems every year I sometimes screw up and don't have enough lights for all the scenes, or I don't have enough certain colors for the scenes I want, and like now I'm planning 4 months ahead, and I would have not ended up looking to see which ones I have for certain areas, and I would have been pissed, like always. So taking the initiative and counting them out, basically for the different sections. I mean, 4 for the pumpkin rebar, scarecrow killing crow scene or whatever, and then 2 for the 2 front windows, 3 for the dock, warehouse, shipyard area, 1 for the Silent Hill scene. If I even going to use one, I'm hoping the candles and stuff will be bright enough, but I'll probably still use one. And then 2 for the graveyard out front. And I might have, I have like just regular party bulbs too, but these all represent one full big either LED or floodlight. So that's plenty. And sometimes I'm going to use blue on this here quite a bit, and I barely ever use blue for some reason. You think of red for blood and grossness, and green is sort of a spooky, eerie color, which I'll probably use green up at the sewer area with the black lights to make the atomic glow and the water glow. But I want to use a lot of blue this year, mainly in the windows for where the ghouls and demons will be coming through, and then obviously the one window gets all the black lights for the ghost window, so the whole front of the house will be glowing purplish blue and bright blue coming out of the windows. I don't really know, I guess blue sort of represents surreal, ghostly color, but I think that's all the colors I really have is basically, and then obviously I have some blacklight spotlight bulbs that work okay. They're all right. They're LED blacklight spots. I still prefer, just normal, like that's on the bed, the normal foot long or 4 foot long party black light bulbs. And yeah, so I'll continue. I don't know if I've ever actually shown this or not. I know I've talked about it a couple times over the years, but this is my light and sound controller. I got it probably about 3 years ago after Halloween. It was on November 1st, and they were basically selling everything at the store. And I think I got it for like $80 or something, but it's definitely come in handy. I mean, it has a SD card slot to insert for your own, program sounds and stuff, but I have only ever used it in my forest, and then last year I used it in the graveyard because there was really no forest. But it's programmed right now for just crows, wind, an owl, and some other like forest sounds. There's like crickets, a lot of crickets going on, and it's mainly a bunch of slow dimming of the lights. But when the crows come, they flash quite a bit. And this year it's going to be used in the pumpkin scarecrow scene. A few of the lights, the green lights more focused on the pumpkins, behind the scarecrow stuff, and then on the scarecrow scene with the dead crows will be the red lights. One of these years I'll get around to actually maybe changing the audio for the sound and stuff, maybe for some lightning. I've always wanted to have, like everyone fucking has a lot of times, is the lightning sound effects and the crashing, so to go along with the lights. So maybe I'll do that one year, but this year again I'm going to use the sound and stuff because it has the crows on it and it goes so good with my crow scene. But obviously that's where you plug in all the lights. It's supposed to, you can do more than 4. You shouldn't really overload it probably, but I've always just done 4, I believe. I don't think I've done more. Maybe I have. So yay, that's it. This is the ghost room. Last year it was just the one internal flying crank ghost that ended up breaking. But this year it's going to hopefully be for 4 to 5 ghosts, depending on how much room I can get. I was just doing some measuring, and basically a little less than halfway of the room is how much I have to work with if I scoot this bed all the way over here, which I do every year. But the idea is I normally only use a triangle's worth of space, basically coming from the angles of the window to a center point right in front of the window where a ladder is, and there's some cross beams that I hang the crap from. But this year I'm going to try to do 2 ladders, one on the far back left corner, one on the far back right corner, and create a big square, because it's been 2 years since people have been able to walk past this window. Since they're going to be able to, now they'll have another full view of both sides of the room. There's the other option to maybe give myself a little bit more room, is to possibly take the mattress off this bed and maybe even the box spring, but and flip it up basically against the closet. That would give me another probably 2 feet or so, and that would be plenty of room, and then I could definitely fit the 5 ghosts in here. But the structure I'm going to have to build is going to be pretty ridiculous, and I'm going to have to probably buy some more 2x4s, probably at least 8 or 10 foot pieces to really make it work. But and to make it like a sound structure, I mean, it's going to be holding a lot more weight than it ever has. And granted, the 2 ladders will absorb a lot of that weight, but it's going to have at least probably 75 pounds, 100 pounds worth of equipment, depending on what ghosts I use. So yeah, this is going to be a big project. This is going to be at least a week's worth of work, because just going by, I've done the 2 front windows, the smaller triangle frames before, for the last almost decade, and it's going to be, and those take at least 3 days to get fully done each. So one big one's going to at least take a week. But that's the idea. The only reason I'm afraid of flipping this bed up and tilting outside is because it's fucking old. It's probably, just taking a guess, at least 70, 60 years old, somewhere around there. And I'm just afraid that these will snap if I have them up there. So I'm going to try to avoid that. And I know, of course, my parents would not mind at all if I broke a 70-year-old bedpost off of it. You know, who cares? Yeah, so that's the idea in this room. But I'm actually, look, I actually have a measuring tape, and I'm kind of trying to figure out if what'll work in here. So I'm using my brain. Math is good. Is not good, but you have to use it sometimes, I guess. I know I had mentioned that there was probably going to be a Haunt Insider up on Saturday, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Sunday, tomorrow. So I spent too much time over at my parents' house doing Halloween-related crap, so that's a good thing. I figured that's going to be the last night I'm going to be over there before I leave for tour, and won't be back until July, so I wanted to at least get as much done as I could while I was there. I did fully take all the notes for the next Haunt Insider episode, though. Some cool stuff, as always, so, you know, check that out tomorrow. But anyway, it's 5:23 in the morning, and I just finished taking notes, and then I got sucked into watching all these other Halloween videos that just kept linking, you know, haunt videos one after another. So I'm going to bed, and well, actually, as soon as I get this video all put together, so I can just upload it when I wake up. So good night, and good morning, or whenever the hell you're seeing this. Hi, peace.